The snow crunches under my boots as I tread deeper into the forest. It's late and the air bites at my face, but I can't shake the pull of curiosity. Someone had whispered about the ever-cold graveyard, a place where winter clings year-round, no matter the season. I should have ignored them, but here I am, flashlight in hand, chasing a myth. The trees thin out, revealing a clearing. The sight makes me stop dead in my tracks. The graveyard sprawls ahead, a stark patch of white against the dark woods. Snow blankets the ground, untouched and gleaming under the moonlight. No footprints, no animal tracks. Just pristine, undisturbed snow. My breath fogs the air, and an unnatural silence presses down, heavy and suffocating. I step forward, the crunch beneath my boots impossibly loud. The headstones jut out of the snow like jagged teeth, some leaning precariously, others completely toppled. They're ancient, their inscriptions worn and unreadable. My flashlight catches the glint of frost clinging to their surfaces. The temperature here feels different, colder, as if the graveyard itself exudes an icy breath. Something shifts in the periphery of my vision. I whip the flashlight around, but there's nothing. Just shadows dancing as the beam moves. I tell myself it's the wind, though the air feels unnervingly still. My pulse quickens, and I grip the flashlight tighter, its cold metal biting into my palm. A low hum fills the air, faint at first but growing louder. It's not a sound I can easily place, a deep, resonant vibration that seems to come from beneath the ground. The snow beneath my boots feels less solid, almost as if it's trembling. Panic claws at the edges of my mind, but I force myself to keep walking, drawn inexplicably toward the center of the graveyard. A massive oak tree stands there, its twisted branches reaching skyward like skeletal arms. Beneath it, a large stone slab lies half-buried in the snow. The hum intensifies as I approach, and the air grows colder still. My breath crystallizes and falls to the ground in tiny shards of ice. I reach out to brush the snow from the slab, and the hum abruptly stops. The silence is deafening. Then a crack splits the air. The ground beneath me shifts, and I stagger backward as the snow around the slab collapses, revealing a gaping hole. The scent of decay wafts up, mingling with the icy air. I lean forward, shining the flashlight into the pit. Empty. Just darkness yawning back at me. Then I see it. A hand, bony, frostbitten, gripping the edge of the hole. Another follows, and a figure pulls itself up. Its movements are jerky, unnatural, like a marionette controlled by a clumsy puppeteer. The flashlight shakes in my hand as the figure's face comes into view. Its hollow eyes glint like shards of black ice, and its mouth hangs open in a soundless scream. I stumble back, nearly tripping over a gravestone. The figure stands, tilting its head as if studying me. Then, with a bone-chilling creak, it takes a step forward. And another. The snow doesn't crunch beneath its feet. It glides, silent and smooth, leaving no trace. I turn and run, my boots slipping on the icy ground. The graveyard seems to stretch endlessly, the trees in the distance retreating as I move. I risk a glance back and regret it instantly. More figures are emerging from the ground, their forms translucent and shifting like frost on a window pane. They're everywhere, closing in from all sides. My lungs burn, and my legs feel heavy as I push forward. The oak tree looms ahead again, impossibly. I've somehow circled back. The figures encroach, their hollow eyes fixed on me. I'm trapped. Desperation takes over. I grab a branch from the ground, its surface brittle and frozen. Swinging wildly, I keep the figures at bay, but they don't flinch. The branch snaps and I'm left defenseless. They're so close now that I can feel the cold radiating from their forms, seeping into my bones. The hum starts again, louder this time. The snow around the oak tree begins to melt, revealing dark, slick soil. The ground shakes violently, and I fall to my knees. From the earth, something massive begins to rise. A figure far larger than the others, cloaked in a shroud of ice and shadow. Its presence is suffocating, and the air grows so cold that I can't feel my fingers. Instinct takes over. I scramble to my feet and sprint toward won't stop. The hum crescendos, a deafening roar that drowns out everything else. The edge of the graveyard is just ahead. I can see the forest, dark and dense, promising escape. As I cross the threshold, the noise stops. The cold lessens and the snow beneath my feet turns to dirt and leaves. I collapse, gasping for air, my body trembling uncontrollably. When I look back, the graveyard is gone. Just an empty clearing remains. The snow and headstones vanished as if they were never there. But the chill lingers. It's in my bones, my breath, my very soul. I've escaped, but I know the graveyard isn't done with me. The ever cold has marked me, and winter will come again.